What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I have a lot to talk about. Not going to waste any time. Let's get it started. First off, David Blough is expected to start against the Chicago Bears on Thanksgiving. That means Jeff Driscoll is still recovering from that hamstring injury. So just look out for that. David Blough, he's expected to start. I know yesterday I told you guys that it looked like Jeff Driscoll was going to play. Well, things have changed, okay? So now it looks like David Blough is going to get to go, and I know a lot of you guys are actually excited to see that. Who knows? Maybe David Blough will ball out, okay? Now, we will get into a few Q&A questions to end this video. Also, Chris Lacy has been signed to the active roster, as Marvin Hall has been moved to IR. When I tell you injuries are crazy this year, injuries are crazy. I mean, Marvin Hall, like, out of all of our guys, you're going to take away all of our players, and you take away Marvin Hall, man. Hall was our guy. D-Ball Hall. I can't remember what the good nicknames were for it. You guys had them. I didn't. Either way, this was our go-to guy deep. And you're going to take that away from us? He was known for that. Well, you know, at least he had a really good season. He is now in IR, so the Lions signed Chris Lacy. Now, he hasn't been bad with the Lions when he's had attempts, whether it was in preseason or whenever it was. So we'll see what Chris Lacy can do with David Blough. Should be very interesting. Now, I have a lot of question and answers. So let's get it started. First question I have comes from 1986 M Matrix. He says, when do we draft a new quarterback? Now, I would say always draft a quarterback every year. I'm down with doing that. Late quarterback every single year. This year, I think it makes sense once again to draft another quarterback. And I think you could go from rounds 4 anywhere after that. I think 4 is actually not a bad place to take a quarterback. It really just depends on who you're going after. But I think it would be nice to get another quarterback to back up Stafford, unless you believe Jeff Driscoll is that guy. But again, he's already dealing with hamstring injuries, which is super unfortunate. We're going to learn a lot because we're going to see these backups all year, whether it's David Blough or Jeff Driscoll to end the season. Most likely, I don't think Stafford's coming back, so we'll learn from them. But depending on how they play, if they don't play that well and you don't think either of those guys are your future quarterback, definitely go draft someone to be your future and build with. He doesn't even have to be your backup next season. He just has to be someone that you can make your starter at some point when Matthew Stafford is done, or at least give someone an opportunity out of the new draft. So, next up, I have a question, and it's not really a question. He just basically said, hey, can you talk about Michigan basketball or the Pistons? And I was like, hey, leave a question. Didn't get a question. That's fine. Connor Patty asked that. So, Connor Patty, let's talk a little bit about Michigan basketball. So, Michigan basketball, they won today. I'm not going to talk about too much. They won today. They will play North Carolina tomorrow at 1:30. They are now 5-0. Michigan State, where you at? Yes, you guys did win too. I know. Y'all won too. But hey, you have 2 losses. You lost to Virginia Tech. Out. We undefeated around here. Michigan bubble. What am I doing? Stop. Okay, so yeah, we're 5-0. We're going to play North Carolina, who I believe is number 6. Going to be a great game. Is this like the Maui Invitational? I think that's what they call it. They're playing a heck of a season. Pistons, they've been okay this season, right? They're struggling a little bit. Haven't kept up with them too much. So there you go. I guess that's me talking about it a little bit. Next up is, what are the chances Michigan has against Ohio State? Now, this is a hard one because you really never know. I mean, sometimes you think, Michigan's going to go out there and they're going to compete like last year. Like, oh, Michigan might get them this year. And then they give up 62. Like, what happened? And then there's those years where it's like Michigan has no chance. And they go and they lose by 1 point. How? I don't get it. It's so random. Rivalry games, you just never know what to expect. Honestly, I think Michigan, not just because I'm a Michigan fan, I think they'll have a really good chance against Ohio State this year for the simple fact that their defense is really fast. That's something that the Ohio State offense and defense is. They're fast. They're like an SEC school, how T says it. But Michigan is now that defensively. And, we're not the big power type of team. No, we spread it out. We play similar to Ohio State. And defensively, I think it's going to help us out having a lot of fast guys out there to help stop the run against a really, really speedy J.K. Dobbins and players like that, and obviously Justin Fields can run the ball a little bit too. So I think this defense has a really good chance because last year our offense showed, hey, we can score at least to keep up or make it a game as long as our defense can slow them down a little bit. Last year they looked like the Lions defense. Hopefully they can be a better defense, and I really think this is a chance for Michigan to pull the upset. Next up, what are the 5 best plays of 2018? Or are the 5 worst plays? Now I honestly didn't even look at this one yet, so this is a new comment for me. Two of the worst plays so far are the hands to the face calls on Trey Flowers. Okay, those hurt. We were in position to win those. That was definitely hurt. Another one of the worst plays was when we had them on a 4th and 8, the Kansas City Chiefs, and we lost that game. I mean, we could have sealed it right there. Just those kind of things, they really bother me. They hurt. I would say some of the best plays. Marvin Hall, man, this dude came onto the scene. He's had some really good plays with us. I'm trying to think of what our best plays would be. What are some of our best plays this season? If you guys have any ideas, let me know in the comments. I may come back to that one if I can think of some other ones. Next up, could Bevel be a head coach? I think Bevel could be a head coach, and I think he could be for a little bit of time. If anything happens to Patricia or whatever, that would be your interim head coach, and I don't think he should go anywhere. But I don't think I'd want him there long term. I mean, maybe it works out perfectly. Maybe you move him there and we just start winning games. I mean, I don't know. But I'm assuming it won't be like that. I think I'd rather have him stick to what's working. The offense has been clicking really, really well, especially with Matthew Stafford. I wouldn't change that up. Get your head coach, either stick with Patricia or go get someone else, but I wouldn't move Bevel. I kind of like what's going on there. But if he has to, he would be the interim head coach. So keep that in mind. Next up, potential offensive lineman we could draft or go for in free agency. Now, I actually didn't put my video out on this one, but I should have. So I'll have to put a video out on that one. Keep a lookout for that, Shane. I don't want to do that in here because I want to actually make sure I go through those statistically. I don't want to just throw out random names. But, Shane, I will go through that because there is a video I was planning to put out on my top 5 offensive linemen and stuff. I just haven't got to it yet. I apologize. But thanks for reminding me. We will get to that. Next up, what are the Lions' chance of draft picks in 2020? So I'm not exactly sure what he meant by this. I'm assuming there are draft order. I think that's what he's talking about. So here I had the draft order pulled up. And we actually moved up 3 spots from 10 to 7. So currently we sit at the 7th pick in the draft at 3, 7, and 1. So I think, we could definitely fall down because at 6 you had the Falcons, which I could see winning another game. I don't know if we're going to win another game, and they are still winning games. So I could see them definitely being a team, but who knows that we could pass. Then you got 5. You have the Broncos to sit 3-8. Again, they could win one game. I could see that happening. Now, when you get into the top 5, that's where I don't know if it'll happen, right? You have the Redskins, who you already lost to, but they're still 3. You have the Dolphins at 4. You have the Giants at 2, who have 2 wins, and obviously the Bengals will probably get the first pick because they haven't won a game yet. So I could see somewhere up to 6, maybe 5. I think I could see a 5th pick. I don't know if we'll get any higher than that, but there is your answer. That's my thoughts. I don't know if we'll get any higher than that. Next up, should we give Chris Spielman a head coach or defensive coordinator chance? Patricia and Paul Pasqualoni haven't looked so good. Okay, now someone actually said this. I'm not sure if it was you, but someone in one of my voice actually called in and was like, hey, we should let Chris Spielman be the coach. I don't know how that would work out. I think, Detroit would automatically embrace him because, he's a former player. But I don't know how that would work. I mean, that doesn't, just because you're a former player doesn't mean it works. And just because you talk about sports don't mean it works. Just because I talk about Lions doesn't mean I should be the head coach of the Lions. I mean, if you want me to, I can try. I can tank. I can do that. Maybe. I'd probably mess that up too. I don't know. I mean, I guess you could give it a shot if you wanted to. I think maybe Patricia could be the defensive coordinator if you just want to go get a new head coach. I'm not sure. I don't know if Chris Spielman would want to do that anyways. Interesting, though. Someone else has said that, so you two need to bond over that. Please be friends. Why am I talking like this? Okay, so there you guys go. That is the video. I got to get this out because it's kind of late. Thank you, Brad, for watching, and I'm out.